Welcome to the Young Adults Podcast. I hope you enjoy. This is our introduction into podcasting. So we do have some kinks and we still have to get a little more comfortable with it. But there are some good stories and we have a lot more great stories in store for you guys. So I hope you do enjoy and stay tuned. I got my questions for Willow. And that's Willow, by the way. I'm Nate. Way to make it awkward, babe. Thanks for laughing at me. How should we start this? What should we keep this episode's topic? What should we keep it? You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but I don't know what the topic should be.
What's a good topic? Should I just start asking you questions?
Sure.
All right. Well, let's just start it off with an easy one.
I'm nervous.
Hey, you're so cute. This is an easy one. And I think this is a good question, especially for these days. What do you think being an adult is like these days? And is it different since COVID? Like, do you think it's being an adult in 2020 or 2022 is it different than being an adult in like 2010? What do you think?
I think it's definitely different than being an adult in 2010 because the world has developed like so much more and there's so much different technology. And there's just so much more going on in the world.
Yeah, and do you think it's like a lot different just like because of COVID too?
Yeah, COVID has definitely impacted everything because people aren't as kind as they used to be, and with a job, it's either like places don't have enough people, or so there's a lot of jobs, or there's nowhere hiring at all.
Yeah, I also think it's affected like people. They've been trapped inside, so like a lot of people are doing like stuff that didn't even exist 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Like they're doing a lot of crypto where they don't even work a job. They're just doing crypto and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? What do you know about crypto?
Nothing.
Do you hear people talk about that shit? And what do you think when they talk about it? Like, is it just alien language? Is it like they're speaking Spanish?
Like
So when someone like, has anybody ever talked to you about crypto and you're just like,
in my head, beep boop beep boop beep boop beep.
You're funny and you're cute. I love you.
Love you too.
All right. This is a good question because we were talking today in the car. We were actually discussing the podcast because she was telling me some crazy stuff because she has a pretty interesting childhood and it's definitely a lot different than mine. So I was asking her these questions and I didn't want to get too juicy in the car ride because I wanted to hear them. I think hearing things for the first time like fresh, that's how you get like the genuine response, you know what I mean? I don't if I heard the same thing twice, which I know you're probably going to tell me some of the stuff I heard twice. I just want to be as genuine as when I heard it for the first time. Do you agree?
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
No, I agree with you. But
So like we were talking about our childhood because she has this one character in her childhood and it was she was introduced to her when she was in 4th grade, right?
yeah.
4th grade, and she was with this person, and I'll let her explain it all the way through middle school and through high school. So she finished elementary school, 4th and 5th grade. It was at the end of 4th grade, right?
It's like the middle.
Okay, middle of 4th grade, and all the way through high school, and she finally got away from her in a pretty crazy way. But we were talking about that, and we'll get into that. But first, this question is, what is your influences as a child? Like, what influenced you the most? Yeah, what influenced you the most, would you say?
Are you asking like positively or negatively?
You can answer that however you'd like. Like, what was the biggest influence in you? Yeah, we'll start off with that, and then I've got some breakdowns of that question
How
for
should
you.
you answer this question first?
What?
You answer the question first.
No, it's for you.
No, it could be for both of us.
No, because I want to know this about you.
I don't know how to answer it, though.
No? Why? Influences as a child, like, who did you look up to when you were a child, or like did you ever act like somebody because you wanted to be them? Like, I know I would watch Drake and Josh and I'd see how goofy Drake was, and I would go to school and do some goofy shit. Like, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you.
I think you just did the goofy shit because you're a goof yourself.
Yeah, that too, but like when I got inspired by somebody else, like I was watching Jackass very young, jumping off shit for no reason. I don't know how I didn't get hurt. I mean, I did break my arm. I fractured it in multiple places at like 7 years old, so I didn't really escape it too much. But I definitely feel like I should have got hurt a little more, because like that's what influenced me. I'd say like Jackass. I played a little bit of video games, but mostly my friends. I didn't really watch a lot of TV or anything. Like we had like I don't think I had a TV in my room. I didn't have a computer until I was like 8. Sorry, I guess I'm hair in my face. I didn't have a computer until I was 8, but that was a big impact on my life if we started at 8 and up. So what would you say, at least as an early child, before 4th grade, what would you say?
Barney, for sure.
Really? You were fun? Barney, the big purple dinosaur?
No.
That's what you looked up to?
So we had these people that my sisters and I would call them Aunt Liz and Uncle Tom, but they're really just really good family friends. They were super successful. Tom and Liz owned a semi-truck company and had this big house, and they were happy. They vacationed to Florida a lot, and they just seemed like genuinely happy people, and they're successful and just helped. They helped us through stuff like my parents' divorce and everything, and they just kind of seemed to always try and be there for us. So, I mean, I guess that was a positive influence, and
you'd look up to them and, like, I guess, you want to be like them when you're older, something like that?
Well, I feel like when I was younger, it was just like
Like, did you ever have an idol?
No.
No, you never had an idol?
No.
Wow, so you were just this bad bitch walking around town wanting to be yourself?
I just really can't think of an idol that I had. Like,
I mean, I don't think
I was proud of my dad, and like I was proud of stuff that he did, but
you're just hanging out.
Be like
this was in Illinois.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we can move on then. What was your favorite shows, movies, and music back then? Would you say then?
Okay.
What did you jam a lot?
What age?
Let's start off with before Teresa, and that's the character I was talking about. It's Teresa.
Dragon Tales was definitely popping when I was little.
Yeah. Dragon Tales was
poppin'.
lit, but yeah, that's for sure. Like that shit, when that shit came on, you got excited.
Oh yeah.
I know exactly how you feel.
And then my grandma Stark, she has a Disney movie collection. So like whenever we go to her house, we'd watch like all the Disney movies.
You never had a favorite one?
No, I just
like
I
you
love
never
movies.
were like, let's watch this movie.
I love movies. Wally's probably the best. Like
Wally, that was a banger. I remember watching that in theaters.
Yes, I remember going to see it in theaters with my dad and my sisters and Aunt Cindy and Uncle John and Trevor. Like it was a whole family like movie thing. We went to one of the movie theaters that like the seats recline.
Oh, that's lit.
And it was great, and that movie's still a good movie. So.
It really is. It's funny watching movies, even though, I mean, how old were we when that came out? What year did it come out?
I don't even know.
Like maybe 2009, you'd say?
Let's fact check it real
quick. Fact check it real quick. Because I remember seeing that movie with my great-grandma, and this was before I moved to Virginia. So I'd really like to know what year this was. This would be interesting to know. It's a great movie.
Oh, we went and saw it for my birthday in 2008.
Oh, really?
June 27th, 2008.
Oh, shit. Hey.
Okay,
That's a lit memory.
I'm asking the next question, though.
Oh, you're asking the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, let me finish this one. So, actually, you can ask your question.
Okay, so it's a two-parter.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Is this one, is this like taking it off topic? Is this?
We didn't really have a topic.
Okay.
Okay, is your life as you imagined it would be when you were little?
Yeah, I'd say so. I when I was little, I think I was weird because I haven't heard anybody else talk about this. Like, when I was little, you know, like how I'd go to sleep, like how I'd put myself to sleep.
No, I don't know.
I would like literally force these dreams, so I would go to bed and think about like having a family, having a wife. It's super weird when I think about it, and I've never heard anybody else talk or say anything close to this. So that's what I would do, and like I always knew I wanted to have a baby. I always knew I wanted to have a wife, and I always knew I wanted to do it young. I wanted to find true love young.
He's talking about me, guys.
Yeah,
Is
so
there
I definitely
anything
think
that isn't what you imagine?
I don't. There's just some things, you know, like I would say, and they don't know about it, but like the accident, you know, you can't really ever know something like that. Like that's something that it's weird to me because I went through it, but like I know nobody else has to think about that. You know, not a lot of people at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Would you go back and change any of it besides the accident, obviously?
How many chances or how many things do I get to change? Like, can I just fucking change everything bad or like what?
Like some key things that like you just remember that you wish did not happen.
I definitely, because I was a teenage boy and I did some crazy things, I would definitely take some things back if I could.
Do we want to hear the details of the crazy things?
I don't know if we should get into that the first one because that might be a little too juicy, but I definitely I think that's what is fun about podcasts is we can kind of pick and pick one topic and get deep into it and have a good talk and sit down and have some fun with it. So that's what I'm really excited for. And I do have some pretty crazy stories that I don't know. I feel like when you sit down with somebody, you don't want to bore them to death. So I don't tell super in-depth stories because it kills me to watch somebody else dying of boredom. You know what I mean? Like when you're just telling a story and then the motherfucker next to you is like, so you're just like, all right, I'm going to wrap this shit up and basically say long story short. You know what I mean? It kills me inside. The awkwardness kills me. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. So this is like something I like podcasts and I like sitting down and, you know, you're sitting down with somebody who you guys know you're going to talk and get into some deep shit and hear some juicy stuff. Do you have another question?
Yes, I do.
Let's hear these.
What is something that you know about me that you think that nobody else really knows or that very few people know?
Oh, crap. Well, I actually think I know you really well, and especially since I've met your family, and I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but I've met your family. Well, and also, I mean, I guess it's not completely their fault because your situation too, and I think that's what we should dive into next. I want to dive into the whole juiciness of the fucking spawn of Satan named Teresa.
Wait, you're going a little bit off topic though.
Okay, what was the question?
What's something that you know about me that you think that nobody else knows or that very few people know?
And, well, this one's a hard one. What's something I know? Mm-hmm. I think I know what you really like, and I think I just really, I mean, I don't think anybody compares to me because we honestly spend like every second together. So I know you like through, you know, in and out. I know you like the back of my hand.
Like, name one thing though.
That's hard. Like I can name a million little things. You know what I mean? Like.
Okay, do it then.
But they're boring little things. Like,
no,
I know how you cook.
Name at least one thing, like the top thing that comes to your mind right now.
What comes to my mind right now?
You're not supposed to think about it. It's supposed to be just the first thing that pops up.
That's not how my mind works, you know. I think I know how much, more than anybody, how much you wanted to be a mother and how much you love being a mother. I think a lot of people, especially because we're young, I think a lot of people underestimate it because people think, oh, I wouldn't want to be a parent right now, so they definitely don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is something like that we both wanted for a very long time, and that's why we are who we are, and that's why we are in the situation we're in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're not those. We didn't get pregnant at 16. We didn't do it not planned. We planned every step. We thought about everything. That's how we do.
A podcast that's the story of it.
I definitely think we should. I think that would be an amazing podcast right there.
And we'll have the guest star herself.
Yeah, I think that'd be super cool. Introduce her, have her own episode, really explain, because we have a very juicy, interesting couple parts and a very funny story. Especially, I'm not going to get into it, but I'm going to say something that you're going to know, and it's going to be a little bit of a cliffhanger for them. Dinner with Dad and Branch, marriage discussion. That's a good one. That's a funny one. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, go with the question.
Okay, so do you wanna I think we should get into your story first.
No, I don't think that should be first episode.
No, you don't. Why? I think we should introduce that.
I don't want that. It's first episode. Like
Okay, then alright, I'll ask more questions. I do have a lot more questions. We're gonna try, and I think it'd be funny if you are the video person. You can come up with some funny videos that I only see first time on the podcast, and we'll do that once every episode too, because you are the TikToker.
Oh, okay, so I have to find one right now?
No, you don't right now, but I'm saying write that down or remember that, because I think also we'll discuss some current news, like nothing crazy. We're not going to get political or anything. We're not going to tell you who to vote for or talk about gas prices and shit. But for an example, we would definitely, like, if last night were the Oscars, we'd bring up some Will Smith shit. You know what I mean? No, I guess she doesn't know what I mean.
I was writing down the notes yeah.
Okay. Sorry, but yeah. So we'll bring up some current
he got
news.
banned from the Oscars for 10 years. Okay, and like he was supposed to be starring in a whole bunch of movies, and they all got shut down.
I heard JoJo Siwa. I don't know why I heard this, but she dropped out of a movie that he was producing
because people are dropping out of the movies that he's starring in and producing.
I wonder how many friends he lost, and do you think he gives a shit? Because I feel like these famous people, especially how they've reacted over COVID, like I don't think they really have friends. I think they have, I mean, some of them do, like some real ones, like Jason Bateman. You know, we love him. We love him in Ozarks, but I feel like he has real friends. But I feel like some of these superstars, like Will Smith, I feel like he doesn't have any friends. I feel like he really sticks. I mean, he just follows Jada around.
It's definitely ruining his career, though. And when he did an interview, Jada was in it, and she said that he just overreacted or something. Like, she didn't even back him up, which is so messed up.
Oh, wow. So she just threw him under the bus?
Yes. And she said, like, before the Oscars, she was saying how she doesn't care what anybody says about her hair, but that eye roll was heard in fucking China.
Isn't that so funny how, like, she can have two different reactions? And But babe, if I saw you eye roll, I wouldn't stand up and bitch slap anybody. Like I would, sometimes people eye roll like just for for like just to be dramatic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like our daughter eye rolls all the time. I'm not gonna bitch slap somebody at Walmart if she eye rolls if she rolls her eyes at somebody, you know what I mean? Fucking
Yeah.
bitch slap a cashier or something. Like, oh sorry, my daughter rolled her eyes at you. Yeah, I mean, I think that whole situation's crazy. But let me ask you a question. This will get into kind of our story and a little bit about us. Well, just a little bit. What's living in California, thousands of miles away from family, since we were 19 and 20 like? How would you describe that to somebody? And yeah, we'll start with how would you describe that to somebody? How has it affected you? And tell us where you're from first.
So I'm originally from Illinois. All of my family is in Illinois. Besides my little brother lives in Arizona with my ex-stepmom. And then Nathaniel's main family, lives in Virginia. And we are in California, so it's definitely a situation.
Especially so young, too.
I think it's hard being young, especially because, like, you're not just moving out of your parents' house and learning stuff. You're moving thousands of miles away from all family and learning stuff.
Like, we can't call anybody and be like, hey, Dad, can you come and show me how to, just a small example, change this light bulb or something,
Yeah, and, like, I connected with your family so fast, so it was, like, hard to have to leave them, and then I just recently started talking to all of my family. I just recently started talking to my dad again after, like, 2 years, right before I moved to California. So it's kind of heartbreaking in a way because you want to be near them and
especially what you went through so young.
Memories with them. And
like, what age would you say you basically lost your dad at? Like, seeing him consistently and him being a dad, what age?
Well, when my dad met Teresa, he started working with the Boilermaker more, and he would be working on the road, or he'd be working long hours, so he'd leave at like 4 in the morning and then get home at maybe like 5 and then go to bed at like 7. And so we wouldn't see him much, and I'd say that was in like 5th grade when he really started doing that. And then
so pretty much immediately after meeting Teresa.
Because she wanted more money. So
I ain't saying she a gold digger,
but she is.
She ain't messing with no.
But I'd say it's definitely heartbreaking. It's hard because you want to be able to grow with your family, and it's definitely a lot harder now, especially having our daughter, because I wish that they could see her grow every day and that we could go and let them just play with her all the time and not have to miss out on things and not have to have it only be phone calls and FaceTimes for months. If it was up to me, I'd definitely, like, if it wasn't up to my career,
yeah,
I'd definitely move closer to family.
Yeah, and that's definitely our goal. That's what we work towards every day. So, I mean, and I don't see it, it's not like we don't see ourselves being there within the next 5 years, like guaranteed,
Yeah.
So that's good. I mean, it's not like we are signing a contract like 20 years we have to be here. But what would you say is like a good thing, if somebody's in this situation as well, a lot of people are, because a lot of people, just for other reasons, they move far away if they have to, whether there's no,
I
there's
think
no jobs around them, or they're in college and they find a job somewhere else, they have to move far away and they're alone. Especially one thing for us is, we're grateful, and I'm super grateful that we found each other so young and to do stuff like this together as a family. Because like it is scary, especially as an adult. I mean, you have to learn all these crazy new things that they definitely don't teach you in school, which is a problem. And it can become very, very scary and just intimidating.
I think that definitely makes you grow and mature a lot faster. Because, I mean, we were already pretty mature before we moved here, but it's definitely helped us mature a lot faster and learn how to handle problems better on our own, because you can't just be like, oh, can you come help me with this?
Yeah, that's for sure. And I see such a difference in us than other people our age, and I think it is just because of the circumstance we're in. I think sometimes we get judged for it,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. All right, let's this one's kind of a funny one. Any regrets so far in life?
Oof. Oof.
And we can, if you regret, I mean, you can regret anything, and we'll pick at that. So, what would you say?
I don't know if this is really something that you could regret, but I regret going through everything that I had to go through. I regret not sticking up for myself to people, because people just walked all over me.
I definitely think. I mean, it's not one of those things to regret and have it affect you every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's a thing to regret, but to grow from.
Yeah. Definitely.
To learn, people. There are a lot of mean people out here, and there's a lot of people out there that just don't know how to treat another person correctly. Like they'll treat people how you want to be treated, and then they'll bitch slap everybody who treats them nicely. We've seen that a lot, and we'll definitely talk about that in the future. I think so. We'll explain stuff, and we'll use like just the letters of the first of their name. You know what I mean, to tell stories, so we don't put anybody on blast, just in case they were see this and like, oh shit, wait, this story's about me.
You're a clown. Is there anything that you...
What the hell is that noise?
I didn't remember the question.
How's our baby?
She's sleeping.
You can see her?
Yeah.
Okay. The question was, any regrets so far in life? And you said...
Do you have any?
Yeah, I definitely do. Like I said, being a teenage boy.
Okay, so you don't have to answer this because you basically already answered it.
Yeah.
Okay, go with another
but
question. But
that'll be a juicy one.
This
in the
is
future.
the last question for the podcast tonight.
Oh, okay. So we're wrapping it up. Okay. We'll wrap it up with a nice warm one, just a good finisher, I'd say. What motivates you? Has it changed recently?
I'd say that you and Elizabeth motivate me.
So your family motivated?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Because to see you guys happy makes me happy, and to know that everything I'm doing is for you guys. Even if I don't like what I'm doing, it's still for all of us.
That's good, and that's what makes you, it makes you a smart and a great person, because you can weigh the weigh the benefits,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Would you say it's changed recently since having Elizabeth? Have you noticed anything change?
Yeah. I feel like you guys just motivate me more.
That's good. Yeah, definitely. I can agree with that. Seeing her and how cute she is, just it makes you want to do anything for her. You want to just see her happy. Like, it's awesome. It's a crazy feeling, and it's definitely, it's just like they say, you won't know what it's like being a parent until you are one. That's 100% true. I could not see myself 5 months ago, even right before we had her. I couldn't see myself changing diapers every day.
He's
Feeding
dramatic doing
babies.
that, by the way.
What?
I said that you're dramatic doing that, by the way.
Oh, yeah, right. I'm a pretty good butt changer. I try to do it immediately because our daughter, and I just found out recently, she gets it from her mother, from her dad, that they have explosive shits when they're babies.
Okay, no, you poop like 12 times a day.
Yeah, but your dad said you used to blow out diapers like they were going out of style, so...
Yeah, you did too.
Oh, we don't have evidence of that. Mom hasn't said.
I'll ask Mom.
Right now, we only have evidence for Willow, so,
No.
yeah.
We will do a follow-up on that.
All right. I had a great first podcast with you. I'm so excited to do more. I love talking to you, and I think you have a great story, so... if you like this, give it a like, subscribe, follow whatever platform you're hearing this on. It's late at night, and this is our first podcast. And we've had a rough, I'd say a couple weeks, because we got back from a vacation trip in Arizona, and our ceiling was leaking. And it was just barely enough that it didn't cause enough damage over time where you could easily identify where it was coming from. So for 2 weeks, it was just a little drip out of the ceiling, out of a little crack. We ripped that out after we saw that, and it was just drizzling down a single 2x4 for about another week, and we just could not figure out what it was coming from. We eventually thought, for the first time, took a guess, and broke our toilet in the process.
No, you broke the toilet tank in the process and spilled the water all over the floor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and it spilled the water over the floor, so we had to go to Home Depot, pick out our exact toilet, which was $100 more than we were already planning on spending, because we thought we were just going to have to put a new toilet wax ring on it, because it did not have a toilet wax ring, which that's from the previous owners of the house, and that's some bullshit. We'll talk about them, because I don't give a shit. We'll put them on blast because they were idiots, and we've got some good stories about them. But yeah, they didn't put a toilet wax ring on, so there was more moisture than there should have been underneath the toilet.
So to sum it up real quick, we still didn't find the leak. It's in the wall somewhere. We tore up the whole wall behind the vanity and up the wall, and we still can't find it, so there's a plumber coming in the morning.
Yeah, 8 a.m. in the morning, bright and early, and we're fingers crossed that that's going to do the trick, that's going to fix it, and then we're going to do the drywall work ourselves, and call it a day. It's kind of a forced remodeling, because we ripped out the vanity. We wanted to get a new vanity in there already, so it's just forcing us to do it a little bit earlier than we planned. But fingers crossed, pray for us. We need this situation to be over, because we have a hole in the downstairs walkway right now in the ceiling, and our upstairs bathroom there's no sink. There's a new toilet, but there's no sink. And there's, one wall has, a quarter of its drywall just ripped out. And there's also a pipe that is barely leaking, but it's leaking just enough. I mean, if you have a leak, you have a leak. Just enough to do damage. So it's been rough. But yeah, this was a great podcast. That was a nice
have a
little.
wonderful rest of your night.
Have a wonderful rest of the night, your day, your morning, whatever. And I hope you enjoyed that last little story to wrap it up.